Hola amigos, bienvenidos a un nuevo programa de El Mundo.
Hello and welcome to another episode of The World. And today we're going to talk to Dr. Michael Lightman about a topic that is relevant to all of us, the American dream. Did the situation change or not? We'll analyze all of this with Dr. Lightman. Hello, Dr. Lightman. Hello, happy to be with you. And let's talk about the American dream. In the past, it was truly appealing, but today it's kind of shattering. Norma, exactly. The United States historically was always an ideal to achieve. Hollywood sold the idea of the land of endless opportunities, no matter how big your dream is. In recent years, economy got back on its legs until the coronavirus came. And by statistics, there are 48 million people that are still unemployed, that became unemployed in the past 15 weeks. In the past month, 4.8 million new jobs were made and decreased unemployment from 13.3 to 11.1%. Anyway, one way or another, there's a problem. The question is the United States growing weaker? Is it a temporary crisis? Dr. Lightman, the way I see it, the United States is growing weaker and falling, and after it, the entire world. Following it, the entire world. I see this as a world trend. What is the reason for this, asks Norma. Dr. Lightman, the reason is that we have to shift to a new state. In history, every few hundreds of years or thousands of years, we moved from one state to another, from one stage of human society to another. There were the times of slavery, then the period of feudalism, the age of capitalism, the era we're in now. Also, you can't exactly say what it is, but now we have to move to a new age, a new social structure. And we don't really understand and don't really want to. So as always, nature's bending us, forcing us to. It's like a person's born, and he grows up, and we can't stop him from growing up, from growing in general. He grows and grows and goes through different stages at the age of 20 and 40 and 60, and so do we. We're going through different stages in society, and we have no choice. So we finished the capitalistic period, and now maybe it's a kind of post-capitalistic era. I don't know how to call it, but it's changing already, and we have to shift into a new format. Norma, in the unique case of the United States, what does it mean that the richest country, the most important force in the world, is suddenly crumbling? What does this mean? Dr. Lightman, this is actually how it is. Who's doing it all? Only the upper force. Because the United States, between the First and the Second World Wars, it provided everyone with weapons and help, and it gained from it, earned off it. It received, let's call it, all the cream from the educated, strong public. Those that came to the United States usually were young, with money, or with a desire, with a very strong desire to succeed. And this is what America was built on. All in all, it's a very young country. They used different forces to build the United States, slaves, other forces. They used everything they could in the world, and as a result, they've built themselves. But now, as always, in any natural process, they're over the hilltop, and now they're declining. It's going on for some time now, but now it's felt even more. And this pandemic, the COVID-19, with it, it's felt even more. Norma, if so, you can say that it is not something that has to do only with the United States, but also it's a world inclination? Dr. Leitman, yes, but the United States is the strongest, richest country, and when it falls, it takes with it many other countries, the entire world actually. If so, if previously the United States was the reference point or the ideal, there was the ideal of the American dream, and we see that it's gradually crumbling or even quite quickly. If so, what will be the new reference point of mankind, the new ideal? Dr. Leitman, I don't think that it's going to be focused on some geographical place, but it will become revealed to the entire world, to the entire planet in such a way that everyone will feel that a new time has come. And that we have to determine a new world order, a new society, new rules and laws among us. And this is what's happening. Norma, if so, what will be the new political or geopolitical configuration? Before there was these two poles, Russia and the United States, then the United States and China. What is this change on the world level that we're about to experience? Dr. Leitman, I think that here there will be a general collapse of all of humanity, mankind, that will understand that we can no longer exist according to the previous format, that we need to reach new relations between nations, between countries, that already has to be above the human nature, above our human nature, that we have to get along with each other. Otherwise, we'll find ourselves in finite situations. And the United States has to show it. That actually, because it has built itself on real capitalism without any previous ties. But countries like England, France, Germany, these are all nations. It's the English, the German, the French. You have a culture, a certain culture there from generation to generation for thousands of years. There's a connection between people. Whereas in the United States, you don't. There, people gathered like in a marketplace, that everyone came in order to succeed, in order to gain, in order to use each other. If it's okay, fine. If not, you're not a part of things. The approach is very capitalistic, very business-like. And this is what people came there for. Like, in order to look for gold, for example, things like that. And therefore, we see new relations here, both between people. They have brought tens of thousands of Black Americans, and they have problems with it now. They brought many from Latin America. And in general, This country, there's no example like it. It's like the entire planet. And therefore, what happens there will later happen to everyone. Norma. Now, there are many parts. Society consists of many parts. Is it something positive? Because you're talking about some kind of a mini model for humanity. How can they turn it into something positive, this diversity? Dr. Leitman, we have to see where is this all going. I don't think that it'll end in any good way. And this could happen only on condition that they abstain themselves from all their methods, capitalistic methods, and will understand that above all these relations of money and power, they have to take connection into consideration. And it's still so far from something that they can realize that it seems unnatural. Maybe, possible, but if so, then through a very strong recognition of evil, that the entire American nation will feel and will understand that we have no choice, but that they have to become a kind of socialistic-like country. And you understand how it is the complete opposite to their philosophy, approach, education, culture, everything that they are. But it's possible. Everything's possible. Norma, when you're talking about a more social country, you're not talking about traditional socialism like what we're familiar with, but more of a kind of a social awareness. Dr. Leitman, yeah, awareness, social awareness. That really we have to see the future in the correct connection between people. And this connection will already determine that we're not living in order to, just profit off each other, benefit off each other, but that each of us cares for society, for the whole of society, that together we're now going to build a society in which each of us can feel that he is confident of the future on condition that he's correctly connected with others. Norma, taking into consideration that the American dream as we know it failed or it didn't give an answer to everyone, if so, what will be the new model or an example for the American dream of the future society? Dr. Leitman, look, the future society should be one in which people live in order to achieve a connection between them, because in the connection between them, they start unfolding the purpose, the meaning of life. They start feeling joy. They start feeling warmth. They start feeling that it's good for them to be connected. But do you understand how much it's necessary to suffer before starting to want this warmth of connection? And here everything depends on the dissemination of the method of connection and on the measure to which we'll be able to explain to them how things could be different. That they'll suffer but just a bit in order for them to taste what might happen if they don't head toward connection, what kind of disasters they're drawing upon themselves. This is what I see. Norma, if so, we can conclude by saying that the new American dream for this futuristic society that is already being formed due to this pandemic, where we're shifting from the materialistic American dream of exploiting natural resources and so on to a new American dream of human warmth and connection. Dr. Lightman, yes, to enjoy life, to enjoy everything, but mainly to enjoy society. That all of society is felt by everyone as a mother, that it's good for us to be that way, and that it's good for us to live this way, that it's better than all the gold and all the riches, and being proudful over others, boasting, and so on. Norma. Dr. Lightman, thank you very much. Our time's up. That's a very interesting topic, and we have a second part where we'll continue inquiring the topic. Thank you.